I've drifted out of circulation like a falling star above. I gave my hand, don't you understand? In other words, I'm in love. It's far beyond imagination when I'm with my lovey dove. Look in my eyes, can't you realize? In other words, I'm in love. I've been bitten by romance. There's no cure, there's not a chance. If I sit and sigh and brood, it's a feeling revealing that I'm in a happy mood. I guess you know the situation, so won't you excuse my glove? Come, rendezvous, I am telling you. In other words, I'm in love.
Well, here we are. There you are. Well, is the tent all right for everybody?
I should say not. I lost 55 cents at the 20th last night. I'll play for a 40th and nothing.
How about a fast game of checkers, huh? Well, I don't mind if you don't play for money.
Thank you.
No Jews.
Never has been.
Is that why it works?
Oh, it's not supposed to. That's how I meet so many nice people.
Hey. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's only one drawback to your system. You have to furnish your own cigarettes.
That's a nice brand you're smoking. Later, thanks.
My era, your system is perfect.
Do you know, my mother always warned me against handsome gentlemen with polite manners.
Wise mother.
So I feel perfectly safe with you. Do you ever play double solitaire?
No. I'm strictly a lone wolf.
Oh, don't be like that, mister. Can't you see the little lady's lonesome?
My mother always warned me against little ladies with too much grab.
Oh, here, I don't want your cigarette. And now, can I buy you a drink?
I don't know, can you?
Stewart, see what the gentleman will have.
Scotch and soda without ice.
Creme de menthe, please. Won't you sit down, sir? I've been watching you for 3 days, ever since we left Cherbourg.
Funny, I haven't seen you.
Well, you never looked in my direction.
Traveling alone?
And how alone?
Well, there's plenty of people aboard to talk to.
Oh, I haven't seen you mixing.
I wouldn't know how with these folks.
Well, we seem to have that in common. Two good mixers with no ingredients.
Jeanette Foster.
Mean anything to you?
Not even a memory.
And I gave that press agent $100.
You society debs have a hard time, but don't you?
Wrong number. I'm an actress, in spite of what the critics think. Did you see the floor show at the Jardin in Paris?
Were you in it?
They asked me to play a salad without the dressing, so I walked out.
That's a good idea.
Why did you do that?
Can't drink sitting down. My legs go to sleep. What are you doing down here in second class? Slumming?
Just walking home from my first trip abroad. Well, how about you in second class?
I never confide in strangers. Let's see how the rich people live.
Can't you read?
Never learned.
I'll spell it out for you. S-E-C-O... Cornelius, darling, you can't go down there. That's where the poor people live.
It's dangerous to sit on the rails, sir.
Quite right, Admiral. We might hit an iceberg or something. Come, darling. Let's go back to our suite where it's nice and safe.
Now that you've lured me to your den, what next?
Well, maybe I'll buy you a drink.
And a dance too, maybe?
Maybe.
Well, you know your capacity. I'll raise you 200.
I'm in.
All right, sir. Hands up. That's a call, that, I guess.
You're wonderful.
You're beautiful. Thank you so much.
I'm sick of it all.
So am I.
Oh, I apologize. Give me a double guggle-muggle.
A what, sir?
A guggle-muggle.
Sorry, sir. What's in it, sir?
I forget. I must ask Bob Broder. Where is he?
I don't know, sir.
I must go and find him.
Creme de menthe frappe, please.
Scotch and soda.
And no ice, Mr. Dugan.
Alfred, how are you?
A little depressed, Mr. Dugan, a little depressed.
Not the fallen arches again.
No, it's the ship, Mr. Dugan.
Well, I thought you were wedded to the Nautilus.
The chief steward divorced me, Mr. Dugan.
Scandal doesn't become you, Alfred.
You said it, Mr. Dugan.
Well, I take it you're Mr. Dugan.
Don't let Alfred fool you. I'm Mr. Guggle-Muggle.
What diggity dog have I got?
Ace is still high, Colonel.
Well, I'm forced to bet 200 this time, boys.
200?
All right, Colonel.
There's your 200, and I raise you 100. How about you, son?
All right, I'll stay.
Colonel?
Well, I should raise you, but I'll see your 100, Smelly.
All right. Last card. Hands up. Ace is still high, Colonel. Your bet.
Well, I've got the high card and high hand. Well, I'll make it easy on you boys. I'll just bet $100.
100. I'll have to raise you 100, Colonel.
I guess my jacks aren't good enough. I'm out.
There's your 100 and one more for old times.
No, I'm through. Your aces are too good for me.
Thought you could outsmart Upton Calhoun Belcher, did you? Tell him the bad news there, Smelly.
Why, I guess he owes you 1,200, Colonel.
My luck's gone haywire. I'll give you a check. May I use your fountain pen?
Sure, surely.
Thanks.
Here you are, son.
Thanks.
Who are they?
The older men are in oil, sir.
And the kids in hot water.
Such a shame the way they're squeezing that boy.
Oh, so you got it too, huh?
All right if I ask for revenge tomorrow night, Colonel?
Well, you're too easy for an expert like me. You ought to take some lessons, laddie.
I'd like to play with those kerosene kids and teach them a lesson.
How'd you like to give me a dancing lesson?
I'd love it before this glass slipper comes off.
There he is at that table. Do you mind?
Not at all, Mrs. Bart. Pardon me, Mr. Curtis, but you're to take the next watch.
Oh, Mrs. Bart, thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Say, there's got a friend.
Make it two, Curtis.
Thank heavens for good-looking officers.
I'm sorry, Millie.
Any luck?
No, worse and worse.
Then why do you insist on gambling?
Well, I'm not a gigolo, Millie. I must pay you back what I owe you.
There's no hurry about that, dear.
Well, nevertheless, I won't feel right till I'm out of your debt.
That's nonsense. Come here, let me show you something. Read that.
London, the city this morning
No, not that. This.
Nice. Police are investigating the disappearance of a valuable pearl necklace from the Antibes villa of Princess Pallette. It is alleged to have been stolen during a soiree on September 7th. September 7th? But that was last Wednesday. I was there.
With whom?
You, of course. You were the most beautiful woman at the party. You're the most beautiful woman in the world to me.
Freddie, dear.
Yes, honey.
I've got some Pallette pearls.
And I've got rhythm. Come on, let's dance.
I'm serious.
Say that again.
I took them during the crush at the buffet.
But why?
I don't expect you to understand, but I've been following that necklace all over Europe, just as a big game hunter stalks his kill. I had to have it, and I got it.
Don't say any more. Just act like nothing happened. Be cool, calm. Come on, we'll get lost in the crowd. Why did you pick on Princess Pallette when you knew she was a friend of mine?
Silly, what difference does friendship make when the chase is on?
But Millie, you've got loads of jewelry. And you're rich. You can afford to buy anything you want.
There's no thrill in buying things. The real kick comes when you steal them. You're wonderful.
You're beautiful.
Bride and groom. Don't you envy them?
I pity the groom.
Oh, a bit of a cynic, eh?
There are two things that always floor me.
I know, left hooks and whiskey.
No, horses and dames. One keeps me broke, the other crazy. And you can't depend on either of them.
Don't tell me a horse jilted you.
Yes, and a girl kicked me. That was 20 years ago. Forget it.
I'll try.
Freddie! Where are you going?
To the wireless room.
Wait!
I'm going to wireless Princess Pallette that I took the necklace on a wager. She'll get a kick out of it as a joke.
You fool. Your wireless nothing.
Millie, you don't seem to realize how serious this is. I've got to get you out of it. Now give me the necklace and I'll send it back on this ship with the purser.
No, I'm keeping it.
Oh, now look here, honey. You've had your thrill, as you call it. Now be sensible, please.
I'm keeping it. Should have known better than to tell you. If you cared two pins for me, you'd try to understand.
I do care for you. You know how much.
You do love me, don't you?
Of course.
And why don't you do what I ask?
All right, name it.
Take the necklace through for me. I can't do it myself. I've had trouble before with the customs, but they'd never suspect you.
Millie, are you crazy?
Oh, I beg your pardon.
How about a nightcap?
Makes my feet go to sleep. Will you put this on?
No, thanks. No.
Sharp.
But I think the air's better on our own deck. Let's go down. Do you think we can sneak up again tomorrow night?
Why not?
Oh, and I thought this crossing was going to be dull.
It can't be with such good company.
Am I?
Just goes to show you how wrong you can be on first impressions.
I was pretty fresh.
It fooled me completely.
But I'm glad I broke up your solitaire game. Oh, you looked as lonesome as I felt.
I was. But that's all over now, I hope. See you in the morning.
Oh, aren't you coming?
Not yet. I've got some business to do with Alfred. Good night.
Good night.
This must be a crazy dream. I thought you were the most perfect woman in the world.
It isn't true. It can't be.
Of course it's true.
But, Millie, you said...
I said a lot of things because I wanted to meet Princess Malotti.
Of course, dear,
And I needed a boy like you to help me. Now stop whining and listen to a few facts. I have your notes for $20,000.
I told you
Don't interrupt. You wouldn't like me to present them to your Back Bay grandmother for collection, would you?
It isn't the notes, Millie. It's you. I can't understand what's happened to you.
Or if we have trouble with the police, perhaps you'd like me to show them the notes and explain how you gave me the necklace for security. Of course, I didn't know it was Princess Malotti's necklace. You told me it was a family heirloom. Remember, dear? When you bring the necklace safely to me in New York, I'll return your notes. Shall we go on with the dance?
Upton, Calhoun, Belcher.
Yes, the noisy one, Mr. Dugan. The other fellow is Orville Schmeling.
Both liberal spenders, huh?
They left a dime for a whole evening's entertainment, sir.
You're darkening my future.
Hello, Jack.
Have a drink, Mather.
How'd you know it was me?
Saw you peeking through the ballroom window. You'll never make a good detective.
Thank you. You're out of bounds, Jack. This is the first-class smoking room.
First class with you here?
Just what you...
All right, I was just leaving. Good night, Alfred.
Good night, sir. Thank you, Mr. Dugan.
Now, listen here, Jack, old boy. No monkey business this trip. Understand?
Listen, Mather. You never caught me doing anything crooked, and you never will. Right?
Right. But I'll be watching.
If you find anything good, let me know. Good night, sweetheart.
Don't do that! Don't jump!
Let me alone.
Help!
Will you please get
Help,
away?
somebody! Help!
Will you
mustn't,
wait,
please!
please?
Help!
Let me alone.
Help!
Here, what's this all about?
I was down here getting the moon in my hair when this youngster tried to jump overboard.
Overboard? What for?
I'm all right. Let me go, please.
You better turn him over to the captain. He's not responsible.
I can take care of myself.
He's all yours, Doctor. Ooh, something's slipping, pardon me.
Smoke?
No, thanks.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to talk. The other fellow's point of view is sometimes helpful.
Not in this case, thanks.
I know just how you feel. I thought of doing that myself. Then I began to think it over. Pretty soon I asked myself, what am I running away from? Bad health? No. Money trouble? Maybe a little money trouble. A woman? That's it, a woman. Now what has she done to me?
Stop it, will you, please?
Come on into my cabin. Let's talk it over.
I lost so much at the casino that the hotel refused to advance me anymore. And she came along. She offered to help me because we were fellow countrymen. She was the most glamorous woman I'd ever met. I fell in love with her. I made her take my notes for the money she lent me.
Well, my young friend, you're in a bit of a spot. If you help her, you're a smuggler. If you don't, she'll pin that theft on you. If you do nothing, she'll turn those notes over to your folks. However, let's go.
I don't know why I told you everything as I did. I hope you don't think
I think you're a swell kid. But we've got a smart woman to handle.
I'm still all mixed up about it.
You'll get over it. Dames are like the measles. Annoying, but curable. You got a girl at home?
Well, yes, but...
Get her back on your mind. And stay away from that vampire. All right. Come down again in the morning.
Gee, thanks a million. You've been grand, Mr...
Dugan. Call me Jack.
I'm Fred Curtis.
Curtis?
Yeah, why?
Oh, nothing. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, by the way, I noticed you playing poker earlier this evening. Who are those two gentlemen at your table? I'd like to meet them. Maybe I can do you some good.
Swell, I'll introduce you tomorrow.
It's a deal. Night, son.
Good night, Mr. Dugan.
Oh, stewardess, which is Miss Foster's room?
116, sir. Right down this corridor.
Just a minute. Do you know where Bob Broder lives?
What's his number?
1564 Broadway.
Well, you go down to the corner 2 blocks this way. Turn to your right 2 blocks that way, and there you are. If a man answers, hang up.
Thanks, pal.
It's quite all right, old boy.
Who is it?
Western Union.
Uh-oh.
You're moving up to first class in the morning.
Hmm?
We're going into business. Remember those kerosene kids you said you'd like to play with?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's one of them.
Upton C. Belcher. Sounds like bicarbonate of soda.
And here's the other. Orville Smelling.
Oh, it's sweet names. And a fine pair of odors they are.
Have you got any money?
About $100. And I'm going to keep it. This may be a long, hard winter.
Good. I've got 200. That's enough to put you into first class and finance a poker game.
You mean with Belcher and Schmeling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no thanks. I can't afford to take chances with my little bankroll. I've seen those two work together. Say, what have they got into that boy to end it all?
Oh, gambling losses mostly.
Poor fellow. Those two oil gushers ought to be capped.
That's what I've been suggesting.
Well, where do you come in?
Well, you see, I've arranged with the boy to introduce me to Belcher and Smelling.
Well, what do you need me for?
To snap your trick lighter in Belcher's ear. When he falls for it, get him to organize a poker game in his suite. I can't appear in public. Mr. Mather, the ship's detective, wouldn't approve.
Oh, I'm beginning to get you, Mr. Dugan. You're one of those boys who work the ships.
Right.
Nothing doing. I'll take no part in crooked gambling.
Neither will I. Smart gamblers don't have to be crooked. Oil's their game, poker's mine.
Oh, so you're barred from playing poker on board, and they're barred from drilling for oil.
Skip the wisecracks.
Don't snap at me. I'm not your wife.
You bet you're not.
All right, so ahead. Good night.
So you're going to pass up this chance at a sable winter, huh?
I'll take rabbit and keep my 100.
You can run your 100 into a bankroll if you'll do what I tell you. We can split our winnings 50-50. Boy, it means a winter in Florida for both of us.
Together?
Certainly not.
Uh-huh.
Oh, now, quit your kidding. I'm serious about this. Well, these playboys can afford to lose, and they deserve to.
Mm-hmm. But how about that kid?
He'll be taken care of. Well, what do you say?
I'll sleep on it and let you know in the morning.
I'll be around with the milkman.
I only use grade A, Mr. Guggle-Muggle.
That's all I deliver.
I'm at you this time.
Try it. Oh, you didn't do it. Hot diggity dog, I win.
Allow me.
Allow me.
Oh, thank you very much. My, you're both quick on the draw. Especially you, Colonel Belcher.
Oh.
Bartender, I'd like a Dubonnet, and would you serve it at that table over there, please?
Yes, madam. My pleasure.
We'll take you.
I'm going to take you.
Oh. You can give me the tough card, Mr. Dugan.
I'll take one.
Well, I'll see your 100 and raise you 100. Remember, this is Lucky Belcher.
All right, Lucky. I'll see you 100 and raise you 200.
I'll see your 200. And just to teach you a lesson, I'll raise you 2.
Oh, 2's my unlucky number. Let's make it 4.
Mm-hmm. Well, I should raise you, but just because I don't like to hit a woman when she's down, I just called you.
Well, I'm bashful. You show me.
There they are again, my 3 sweethearts. Always true to Daddy.
Just a minute, Daddy. Your 3 queens must have whistled for their boyfriends.
3 kings?
Well, I've had enough. My heart won't stand any more shocks.
Well, if it's all the same with everybody, I'll quit even for a change.
Well, let's suppose we all quit. Let's see how we stand here.
1900 to me, I believe.
Say, I've got a couple of checks here your friend gave me. You don't mind taking them, do you, Mr. Dugan?
Huh? No. All right.
Well, there we are. 18, and one is 1900. I hate checks.
We all do. Good night, everybody.
But now, wait a minute.
Night.
I want to get revenge. How about tomorrow afternoon? I want to get you good.
Is 3 o'clock good enough?
That's perfect.
Splendid.
Jack, I'll walk with you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Jack, will you come down to my room for a minute?
Certainly. Which way?
Just down here a bit.
Oh, you count them, Colonel. I'm busy.
You're dizzy. What about me?
I'd like to know where you got those 3 kings.
Well, the same place the Colonel got his 3 queens. The girls for him and the boys for me.
Well, I hope the next time you draw jacks.
Oh, I did get 2 jacks, didn't I?
Uh-oh.
Jeanette?
A piece?
Now you made me lose my count.
Oh.
I want to talk to you about my checks that Belcher gave you.
Your account's overdrawn, isn't it?
Well, yes, but I'll give you my note instead. And I'll make it good, too.
No, kid, I don't want your note. I don't want your check. I need cash.
But I thought you were my friend. I thought you were going to help me.
Sure, I'll help you. I'll help any kid in a jam. Why, if I had $1 million, I'd give you half of it. But I'm broke. That's why I'm in second class. I make my living gambling, and I've got to have capital to do it. You know, Belcher pulled a fast one on me with your checks. I had to be a sucker and take them because you introduced me as your friend. I've got $1,800 coming from you, and I want it. In cash.
But where am I going to get it?
That's your headache.
Oh, but listen, Jack,
Now, look here, the trouble with you is you've had things too soft all your life. Too much gold spoon, too much living on velvet, too much everything else but common sense. By the time you got wise to yourself. The trouble with you...
But, Jack... What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. I probably had too much to drink or something.
Well, can I get you
No,
something?
don't bother. It's all right. Where's that note for those rubber checks?
Well, I'll make it out right away. Here it is.
I'm a sucker to do this.
Oh, no, you're not. You're a friend.
More than that, I guess.
Good night, Jack. You'll never know how much this means to me.
You'll never know, either. Come in.
Hey, what are you trying to do, break the lease? What you need is more English on it. Now, watch an old master bottle thrower.
Hey, that's a pull.
Well, there's no trick throwing empties. Anybody can do that. Now, look here, my fine drunken friend. Before we continue this partnership, there's something I'd like to know. Are you dealing from the top?
Why not?
Oh, I've been holding some mighty sweet hands.
Just dumb luck. If I had good hands, I'd deal with myself.
Yes, I guess you would.
What's it take?
1,600. I have the check right here in my purse.
All right. Keep it. We'll settle later.
What'd you do with the boys' checks?
I gave them back to him.
Good.
Couldn't take dough from my own kid.
What?
Oh, sit down. I've got something to talk to you about. Something serious.
I can take it standing up.
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe here's one that'll knock you off your feet. That kid that you stopped from jumping overboard is my son.
Say, what's in this stuff anyway? A couple of bottles and you're raising a family.
Tell you he's my son.
You're drunk.
Sure I'm drunk. That's why I got drunk. You see, I was in the kid's room. Saw a picture of his mother. That happened a long time ago. She was in from Boston for the holidays. I was standing in a stag line at some Deb's party. I saw her. We danced. We danced every night for 2 weeks. Then we got married. It all happened just like that. I didn't know who she was, and the Boston Back Bay people knew nothing about me. Running in the broker's office. We went up to Boston for that blessing. They wouldn't even let us pass the door. But that didn't bother us. We were happy for a while. Then her ritzy mother started to work on it. The old lady went out and, well, she left me. A little while later, the kid was born. She died. I went all to pieces. Joined up. Spent 2 years winning the World War. When I got back, like everybody else, I couldn't get a job. So I took up the only thing I learned in France. Playing cards. I've been at it ever since.
Does he know he's a Dugan?
No, I let his grandmother adopt him. The old lady gave him her name.
How did they explain the missing father to him?
I was killed in the war.
Are you going to tell him the truth now?
Huh? That'd be swell. Just to say he's my son. Oh, what good would that do? He's a gentleman, Harvard, family, background, all that stuff. I'm only a poker player.
If you'd been a bridge gambler, they'd have put you in the social register. What are you going to do about it?
I'm asking you.
You said the old lady's rich. Suppose you're going to shake her down.
You're crazy.
That's all I wanted to know.
He's up to his neck in a jam with a woman.
Oh, well, what boy isn't sooner or later?
This woman's too smart for him.
Aren't we all? Who is she?
Mrs. Millicent Caldwell Bath.
Holy smokes, Millie Bath. Why, she's had 3 millionaire husbands, according to the newspapers. What does she want to do, marry him?
Worse than that. If she won't get away with it, my kid, you hear? I'll find a way to...
What are you going to do, hit her with a bottle?
I'll get a way to work the whole thing out.
Oh, you're going to find a way, huh? Well, not tonight. We're in no condition to find anything out. Lie down here and close your eyes.
Oh, now.
Get that buzz out of your brain. We'll put our heads together in the morning and think of a way to stop Millie Bath from hurting your boy. You hear that?
Hey. Kind of looks like me, too. I see it in his eye. In his chin. He's all Dugan.
But he can't play poker.
No. Can't play poker.
Sleep tight, Mr. Guggermuggle.
You're too young to loaf.
Okay, boss.
Good morning, Jack. Looking for me?
Well, that's strange. I could have sworn I heard Mather's voice. I know he's dead, but why should he haunt me?
What's the trouble, sir?
Lifeboat drill.
Mr. Belcher and Mr. Schmeling will be up in a few minutes, Miss Foster.
Oh, thank you, Stewart. Now, let's see if I've got everything right. Millie Bath's been married 3 times.
Right.
Pete Bath was her last.
Right.
What's he like?
Tall and handsome. Great polo player. Playboy from the Argentine. Has a villa now at Biarritz.
Where's Biarritz?
Oh, on the west coast of France, near Spain, on the Bay of Biscay.
The Argentine, Biarritz. Mr. Curtis, don't you think travel broadens one?
Not if you exercise.
Oh, time out for Yale.
Oh, come on, Janet. Only 5 more laps to the mile.
Oh, no, darling. I'm getting a carbon knock. Oh, this seems to be your chair. I think I'll fit this one out.
Oh, you know Mrs. Barth, don't you, Miss Foster?
How do you do?
How do you do?
Well, excuse me. I'm off.
Oh, don't overdo it, darling.
German business fell off 30%, but we more than made it up by our increased business with Japan. She's my mother.
She may be your mother, but she's just a sand in the clam. Oh. Thanks. You mind?
Not at all.
Annoying things when they don't work.
And frequently when they do.
It was such a delightful surprise meeting Freddie aboard. These crossings can be so lonely. His grandmother is a charming person. You've met her, of course.
I scarcely know Mr. Curtis. Merely a shipboard acquaintance. We happen to have a few friends in common.
Well, I really feel as if I've known you a long time, Mrs. Barth. Peter spoke so often of you.
Peter?
Yes, Peter Barth. You remember him, your last husband?
Vaguely.
Yes, I suppose it is rather hard to remember when one has so many. Oh, but I can never forget that tall, handsome, polo-playing Argentine.
He seems to have impressed you.
Oh, my dear, those soft moonlit nights in Buenos Aires. It was such a surprise finding him again at Biarritz. Don't you just love his villa?
I loathe old houses. If you'll excuse me, Miss Foster, it's time for my pre-luncheon sherry.
Oh, good. I'll take prune juice. I certainly envy you, Mrs. Barth.
Goodness knows why you should.
What woman doesn't? You get all the good men.
I wouldn't say good men.
Well, the rich ones, then.
The others are a waste of time. Very dry sherry.
Prune juice, please.
Yes.
Do you mind telling a dumb and struggling sister how you do it?
May I offer a bit of advice?
I'd love it.
Always hold out for marriage.
And get tied up for life with a bore?
No. Any woman could make a man want his freedom after a short time.
I see. And then alimony?
No, never accept alimony. It's too temporary. Always a settlement.
I wish you'd start a school.
Good morning.
Good morning, Colonel. Good morning.
There's Smelling, the dummy.
Oh, wait. Ah, here come the oil wells. Do you play poker?
Gambling's my weakness. Why?
Well, I won 1,600 from these bunnies last night.
Oh, so there is someone interesting on board.
Good morning, Miss Foster.
Good morning.
Permit me.
Oh, thank you. Mrs. Barth, may I present the village cut-up, Colonel Upton Calhoun Belcher.
How do you do, Colonel Belcher?
In the presence of such charm and grace, my usual eloquence fails me.
And Mr. Orville Schmeling.
Mr. Smelling.
How do you do? Congratulations, Mr. Belcher.
On what?
The ship's pool, sir. You've won.
Hot diggity dog. Can't lose Belcher, that's me. Stuart, bring on a flock of wine.
Yes.
We'll celebrate.
Come on, Janet. You've rested long enough.
Now, wait just a minute, and I'll match you for the check.
Oh, with your luck, you can have it without matches.
Now, tell your friend Dugan that Smelling and I are expecting him this afternoon. We want revenge.
I'm sure he'll be there.
We've had our eyes on you since the first day out, Mrs. Barth.
Yes, we spotted you on the tender at Sherburne, and we matched for you, and I won.
You matched for me? How perfectly devastating.
Oh, but not the way it sounds, Mrs. Barth. You see, we always match. It's a habit. Like if we were to see a good-looking horse, I'd say, there's a good-looking horse. And Belcher would say, well, I'll match you for it. So we do, and he always wins.
I can't lose.
And am I a good-looking horse?
Why, you certainly are. Why, certainly not.
Well, that's a relief. Miss Foster was telling me about your exciting poker game.
Maybe you'll join us.
I might, if you promise to behave.
Why, we certainly will. Oh, Mrs. Bath. Oh. Well, I'll call your one, and I'll have to bet you, Sierra, 2 more.
That's fine. I'll see the 2 and raise you 5, Colonel.
Makes a different picture, Mrs. Bass. 5 more, huh? It's all yours.
Uh-oh. A pair of 10. She was bluffing again.
That's the 3rd pot she stole.
That's the only way I like to take them, Colonel. Why don't you try it sometime?
A fine chance a guy's got with 2 women in the game. You know, it's all your fault, Dugan. I've had rotten luck ever since you came in the game.
Don't pass the buck to me. I'm lucky to break even today.
Stop beefing, Colonel. Think of the education you're getting.
Education? Just a postgraduate course on how to get trimmed. Smelling, why don't you say something?
Hello, Colonel.
Well, what are we waiting for? Why don't somebody deal?
It's your deal, Colonel.
Oh, well, give me the cards. Maybe I can deal myself a decent hand. Come in, come in.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I just dropped in.
If you're selling magazines, we can't read.
You obviously didn't read the warning against professional gamblers, Mr. Belcher. Why, the shrewdest one I know is right here at your table.
I knew it. I knew it all the time. I've been robbed.
But I've won nothing.
Didn't I give you checks for $1,800 last night?
Those were Mr. Curtis checks, weren't they?
But you swindled me out of them.
Where did you get the checks?
I won them playing honest poker.
Did Mr. Curtis accuse you of swindling him?
Why, certainly not.
Well, I returned the checks to Mr. Curtis.
Oh, so that's it. You both framed me. He introduced you here.
Be sure to inform Mr. Curtis of his accusation. He may want to bring action for libel.
Well, if I don't get my money back, I'll take legal action myself.
Well, perhaps you'd like to sue the ladies. They seem to have won all the money.
Don't you tell me who to sue.
Come along, Mr. Dugan. You belong in 2nd class, you know.
Will you ladies pardon me? We'd better go, Mater. I feel an overwhelming urge to rhyme our host's name with a very unpleasant word.
Welcher?
Who's a welcher?
Belcher, Welcher, that's the rhyme.
Melling? Don't you go too far with me.
Is that Foster woman working with you?
Why, Mr. Mater, what a suspicious mind you have.
She's been in your company a great deal, and she's won most of the money. Now, if that isn't a partnership, I'm a bloater.
You will be a bloater if you falsely accuse Janet Foster. She's a well-known actress.
Very clever thinking, my boy. Quick and very nice, too.
Thanks, Philo. But it's little solace when a bright boy has to walk out on his favorite art, flat broke. By the way, how did you know I was in that room?
Your Mr. Curtis told the purser. He said he felt quite guilty introducing his friends to a professional gambler.
A handbiter, huh?
Maybe you forgot to return Mr. Curtis's checks, eh?
Maybe. Why don't you ask him?
Any luck?
No, I think they're fixed.
So is everything else. It worked perfectly.
Gee, Jack, you've got me dizzy. What was the idea of making me tell the person you were playing in Belcher's room?
Just another Dugan brainstorm, that's all.
Listen, I've got $10 in that safe, and that's all the sucker I'll be.
Only suckers stopping the gun heated up.
Gee, Jack, I get a great kick out of being with you.
It's mutual, son. I get a kick out of you, too.
Hey! You see, I've never had any men in my family. I've only known fellas my own age. So your friendship means a lot to me.
Oh, cut it down. Well, you can handle your dukes, huh?
Sure, 2 seasons of boxing. I was almost runner-up in the intercollegiates.
You're in great shape, kid. You got good blood, too.
Wish I had a little more of it above the ears. I'd be able to keep out of trouble.
I'll take care of the trouble department. You keep healthy. Better see your lady friend.
Well, I've seen too much of her already.
Don't argue. Tell her you've definitely decided not to help her, and she can do whatever she wants with those notes.
But Jack, I can't do that.
Am I running this show?
Sure. I'd feel a whole lot smarter if I knew the plot.
Look, unless I'm crazy, she's going to send for me to help her, now that Mather's tipped them off on me.
Oh, I see. But if you help her get the necklace through, how will Princess Malotti get it back?
It's 1,000 to 1 shot against us, kid.
Whee! Jackpot!
But those 1,000 to 1 shots sometimes win.
Pull.
Dead bird.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Completely.
Then you're a fool, a silly young fool, Freddie. And you'll regret it because I'm going to do just as I promised.
Oh, stop it, Millie. You said all that before. I'm through. Absolutely through.
Pull.
Miss.
Steward, do you know the name of the detective on board?
Mr. Mather, madam.
Please ask him to come to my cabin at once.
Yes, madam.
I saw Mather go into Millie Bart's cabin.
Perfect.
Well, what do you suppose she wants with him?
Information about me.
So that's why you pulled that big expose stuff.
Hey, look, you better not come down here after tonight.
Why, getting fed up?
No, but Mather's getting hungry. Nice work.
Mr. Dugan, from the lady in A170.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Listen, it worked. Dear Mr. Dugan, can you come to my cabin at A170 at once? A matter of monetary importance to both of us. Mrs. Millicent Bob. Monetary importance?
Oh, she...
Shh, don't say it. Don't say it.
Good boy, brother. Brother. This is a very, very funny thing. Brother, come in.
Well, old pal. Haven't you found Broder yet?
No, he wasn't in. I went up to his office twice.
Oh. Well, that's funny. Have you tried his club?
Do you know where the 54th Street Club is?
Sure, 56th Street. You go up 7 blocks, turn east till you come to the river, then drop in.
Thanks, my friend, thanks. You're just like a mother to me.
All right, son. On your way.
Yes, thanks. Should old acquaintance be forgot?
Come in. Oh, I'll be finished dressing in just a moment.
Well, please don't rush on my account. As you see, anything of monetary importance brings me running.
So Mr. Mather said.
Well, you didn't have to ask him. I would have told you gladly.
How long have you known Freddie Curtis?
3 days.
Close friends?
Oh, I just used him to meet Belcher and Scully. It was Freddie who tipped off Mather. Would you call that bosom pals?
Hardly.
The point, Mrs. Bath. Come to the point.
How do you stand with the customs?
I'm the cream in their coffee.
Would $3,000 interest you to take something through for me?
What is it?
Well, I can't tell you yet.
Is it, heavy?
Any man could carry it with ease.
Trot it out. I'm your man.
Not now. We arrive day after tomorrow. I'll send something to your cabin just before landing. If you bring it to me to this address, I'll give you $3,000.
I'll get it through if it's a steamroller.
You won't even have to conceal it.
How do you know you can trust me? I'm liable to run out on you with the, what's this?
You like the dress too well to confine yourself to only one striped suit.
Oh, is it that hot?
Sizzling.
The price is $5,000.
If you succeed, I'll make it 4.
In cash, please. I hate checks.
Goodbye, Mr. Dugan.
Goodbye.
You'll hear from me the morning we land.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
The captain would like to see you, Mr. Dugan.
What's the matter? Can't he find New York?
Sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bath.
Mr. Dugan was just leaving.
Well, Mrs. Bath, I regret that the poker lessons are off. Good day.
So you were giving her poker lessons, eh?
Good pay, too. How did you happen to find me this time, Philo?
Miss Foster told me that Mrs. Bath wanted to see me again. Finding you was quite a surprise.
For both of us, Philo. For both of us. Who's the skipper?
Captain Arthur Savage.
Well, Dugan, what have you to say?
Only that I congratulate you on the astuteness of your sleuth.
You know how I regard men of your profession aboard my ship.
Yes, sir.
With the welfare of my passengers at heart, I have but one alternative. Mr. Mather will see that you're confined to your cabin for the remainder of the voyage under lock and key.
Thank you, Captain. Oh, and I wish to offer you my humble apology for causing you this annoyance.
Goodbye, Dugan. Bye. And may I suggest, you're too big a man for the job.
Thank you, sir. But this time, I'm afraid the job is too big for the man.
Good evening, Captain.
If I had the wings of an angel, over these prison walls would I fly. I'd fly to the arms of my darling, and there I would willingly die. What do you want, Warden?
A lady to see you, sir.
Search her and send her in.
Are you decent?
No, come in.
I brought you a file, a suit of clothes, a false beard, and an automobile for your getaway.
Where is it?
In here.
I must lock the door, miss. Orders, you know. I'll let you out when you ring.
Oh, can't I scream instead?
No, you better ring, miss. We're not permitted to answer screams.
Well, you sent for me. What's on your mind?
You've clicked pretty well so far. Can you do something really hard?
I never say no till I'm asked.
Keep Madame Bath out of her room tonight between 9 and 10.
Well, I can try. The Colonel's giving a dinner party. I'll just have to stall.
Well, I need a clear track.
Any clue?
She said two things. First, any man could carry it with ease. Second, you won't even have to conceal it.
Sounds like a hangover.
How'd we come out?
9,000 even.
Well, that's not bad for a couple of paupers.
That's funny.
Tell me. I can take a joke or leave it alone.
I'm stopping at the Park Ritz, too.
You're what?
You didn't think I was going to let the partnership dissolve, did you?
Now remember, I'm a lone wolf.
Oh, you needed double harness for this trip, though.
Never go against the toss of a coin.
What does it say?
Dugan and Foster stay in business.
Dugan and Foster. You know, that sounds swell. I think I'll have some cards printed and send a notice to the newspapers as soon as we dock.
Lay off the publicity. This is a private deal.
All right, boss. I'll keep the secret.
Tell the kid I want to see him down here tonight about 10 o'clock.
Can I come, too?
No, I'll see you on the dock in the morning.
I hate this trip to end.
They all do.
Oh, don't you feel a little bit sorry, too? Oh, let's say goodbye now.
Steward.
Yes, sir?
Take this lady out of here, will you, or I'll scream.
You say that I'm just a stranger. Where have I been keeping myself? Should I account for myself? I've played around with sweet danger. Can't you see the picture on the shelf? How I love the picture on my shelf. I've drifted out of circulation like a falling star above. I gave my hand, don't you understand? In other words, I'm in love. It's far beyond imagination.
Don't do that.
Oh, don't tell me you don't like it.
Well, it tickles. Gives me goose pimples.
Look in my eyes, can't you realize? In other words, I'm in love. I've been bitten by romance. There's no cure, there's not a chance. If I sit in fine room.
Look, if you really must wrestle, let's go down to the gymnasium.
Well, wait a minute.
You take it from me, Millie. Southern gentlemen make the very best of husbands.
Oh, don't tell me we're interrupting a proposal, Colonel.
Well, me, no, I've got a wife.
Yeah, what a wife.
Mm-hmm. I'm beginning to smell a breach of promise suit.
Oh, why, Millie, you didn't think I was proposing, did you?
I refuse to make a statement until I see my lawyer.
Uh-oh. At it again, eh?
Oh, no, Mrs. Bath. I was just speaking in a general way about husbands.
Hey, you've said enough.
That's a sense of humor, huh? You sure had me going. You talking about lawyers. That lawyers get me anything. Sit down on the bottle, huh?
Come in.
Did you ring, sir?
Yes, send us at once, please. Here. Keep the change.
Thank you.
What time do we dock?
It's on the bulletin at 9, sir.
Oh, that means 11. Call me at 8 with the usual breakfast. I'm turning in.
I'm sorry to have to lock your door, sir.
Oh, that's all right, old boy. Keeps me out of mischief.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.
This one never fails. Now watch.
will excuse me. I have some packing to finish.
Oh, don't be in a rush. Let's have one last little drink at the bar, and on me,
Oh, all right, but just one.
I second the motion. Oh, motion moved, second and carried unanimously. Come down.
Any man can carry it with ease. He won't even have to conceal it.
Here's hoping you never have a voyage without a trip.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. It's been such fun knowing you.
Well, I never say goodbye to a beautiful woman.
And if you ever get to South Carolina, you just look me up. The little wife will be just delighted.
Another sense of humor.
Good night, Miss Foster.
Oh, just a minute. I think I'll trot along with Mrs. Bath. And boys, don't forget to get off at New York.
We won't. No, and remember, we're stopping over for 5 days.
Voyage of the people you meet. And the saddest part is the ending, don't you think?
Merely a matter of opinion. Oh, right. Goodbye, my dear. It's been such fun knowing you.
May I help you pack?
No, thank you. I haven't much, really.
Oh, what a lovely cabin. You could put all of mine in your wastebasket.
Yes, it is nice. What I like about it, though, is that you don't bump into yourself when you're trying to dress.
Oh, I wish I could afford space and comfort.
You ought to play more poker.
I ought to do more something, that's a cinch.
Good evening, ladies.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Mather. You're looking well.
Thank you. Sorry I had to interrupt your poker game, Mrs. Bath, but you see, the captain...
That's quite all right. You were only acting under orders.
Thank you, ma'am, for understanding.
You're welcome. Good night.
Well, I wanted to explain about Mr. Dugan. You see, he's under guard till we dock. And if you don't mind my saying it, Mrs. Bath, may I suggest that Mr. Dugan is no fit person for your company. Not only is he an undesirable...
I'm not interested in Mr. Dugan's background or shortcomings.
But it's my duty, ma'am, to warn the passengers.
That's right. Talk about a man behind your back. Can't you see Mrs. Bath is busy?
Sorry, ladies. I guess I'll be ambling along. Good night.
Yes, you better go. You don't know how close you are to trouble. Oh, what an adorable coat.
Do you like it?
My dear, it's too smart. Please put it on. Oh, it's lovely. It must be too cozy in a blizzard. Jekyll?
No, really,
Oh, well, don't get me started talking about clothes. I'll be here all night. Well, good night, my dear. It's been such fun knowing you.
Yes?
It's Fred, Jack.
I'm sorry I can't let you in, son, but I'm a dangerous character. They got me locked up.
I guess I'll be locked up, too, as soon as we dock. But I'm not afraid. You've taught me to have some backbone, and I've got it now.
That's the spirit, son. Always remember you're a duke. Curtis.
I will. But
what?
Nothing except my grandmother sent me a wireless that she'd be at the dock to meet me.
Is that bad?
Suppose Millie Bath makes a fuss.
Ah, don't worry. She won't. Oh, here's something for you to remember me by. They're all yours.
Jack, my notes. How'd you get them?
Never mind. Tear them up. Throw the pieces overboard. She has nothing on you now.
But, Jack, I never thought she'd
Now, listen. You go up to her room. Tell her you've changed your mind. You will do what she wants.
What am I supposed to?
She'll give you something to carry off in the morning. Whatever it is, take it. If anything happens to the doc, say nothing.
Oh, but listen, my grandmother's...
Do you trust me or don't you?
Sure. Sure I do.
All right, now hurry along, son. Don't let her know you've got the notes. Play dumb. Make her think you're licked.
Thanks a million, Jack.
Who is it?
Millie, may I talk to you?
Just a minute. Well?
Well, Millie, I was bluffing. I thought you might change your mind before landing, but time is too short now to take a chance. I'll do whatever you want.
Now you're talking sense. But you don't get the notes until the necklace is safe in my apartment.
Oh, what do I do?
Nothing now, darling. I'll give it to you tomorrow at the gangplank. Now run along to bed. I've got a lot to do. Good night.
Good night.
I believe you left this in the smoking room. My apartment as soon as possible. Goodbye, Mr. Curtis. It's been such fun knowing you.
Here I is, Miss Bass. Here I is.
Hello, Betty.
Welcome back, Miss Bass. I brought you all the comforts of home. Has you been sick, honey? You look kind of pale. You know the telephone has just been ringing and ringing, and everybody in the world has just called you up.
I've already told you, sir. You can't get off without a landing ticket.
Bob Broder has it.
Then you better find him.
Where is he?
I've no idea.
Oh, thank you. Bob Broder. Bob Broder.
There he is. Hi, Bob. You old tossbot. How are you, Bob? How are you?
Who did you say I am?
Now, don't give us that. Once a Broder, always a Broder.
I am Bob Broder?
Sure.
I knew there was something familiar about that name.
Mr. Curtis?
Yes.
Mind stepping over here with me? Have you anything to declare?
You're wonderful.
You're beautiful. You're nuts.
If you suspect me, I have no objection to being searched.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Mr. Riley will assist you. We'll examine your luggage first.
Hold it, Miss Foster.
Come on, a little higher with the dress, Miss Foster, please.
Nothing doing. Legs are passé.
Well, if it isn't our old friend, Jack Dugan.
Hi, Gangplank. Hey, if you fellas want a good picture, why don't you grab Lord Twinklebottom? He's incognito. You can recognize him by his dress suit.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Jack. Wait for me at the taxi stand. I've got a little job to finish. Well, good morning, Miss Bath. I'm terribly sorry I couldn't keep our appointment.
Well, that's quite all right.
Oh, wait. Well, if it isn't Lucky Belcher herself, there you are. Come right up. That's it. There you are. Get it back, will you, old boy? Well, now, I'm sorry, you know. I'm terribly sorry about this. There you are. No, but accidents will happen.
Well, so why should you annoy me? I'm having enough trouble around here with these dumb custom officers.
Yeah, they're always tough on smugglers.
Hello, Dugan.
Oh, hello, Clancy. What are you doing pounding docks?
Special job. You aboard?
Philo will tell you all about it.
Why did you send that tip-off to the French police?
Well, I thought if I helped the law, I might get a police job.
Mind at that, on the rock pile.
No, I don't like work. I want to be a policeman.
That crack will cost you a frisking.
Hold it, your lordship.
Gangsters.
Hey, let me hold that, Mr. Curtis.
No, thanks. Don't bother.
No, I'll hold it.
I can manage it.
Couldn't you think of a new one, Mr. Curtis?
get you something, Miss Bass? You sure look powerful sick, honey. Somebody get some water.
Why don't you try a couple, Inspector? They might be good for your headache. Oh, you don't mind putting them back where you found them, do you?
Satisfied, gentlemen?
It's not like you to get mixed up in a theft, Dugan. Better tell me what you know.
The pearls are on the dock. If you can't find them or catch a thief in an hour, I'll do it for you.
Who are you covering?
You'll be surprised. I'm at the Park Ritz if you have any trouble. So long, boys. Well, so long, Philo.
So long, Jekyll boy. Nothing personal, you know. Just in line of duty.
Sure. You're a good guy, in spite of what people think.
Hey, Jack. What's the idea of running out on me?
Hello, son. What do you think of a 59-cent dollar?
I'm more interested in aspirin and its source.
Ah, you've got nothing to worry about.
Gee, Jack, you're a wonder.
Trevor!
Granny!
Oh. Didn't you see Edith? She went to find you.
Oh, I must have missed her. This is Jack Dugan, Granny. Wait here, Jack. I'll be back in a minute. I'll find Edith.
Don't worry. He doesn't know. Just tell him I couldn't wait.
Where's Jack, Granny?
He couldn't wait.
Oh, I must find him. I'll meet you downstairs.
All right. Oh, Mrs. Curtis, doesn't he look grand?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, wait a minute, Jack. You can't run off like that. You're coming up to the hotel with us to celebrate.
Well, I'll have to make it later, son.
Well, look, we're at the plaza. How about dinner tonight?
I'll try. Listen, son. Do me a favor, will you?
Sure, Jack. Anything.
Quit gambling. It's the bunk.
This says I've quit.
Swell. So long, kid. Take care of yourself.
Where can I reach you?
I'll let you know.
My senator will see that there's some changes made around here.
Well, I'm all clear. Having a little trouble, Colonel?
Nothing but trouble.
Anything else to declare, Colonel?
Absolutely nothing.
Then I assume that that tail is your own.
Tail? What tail?
Sense of humor.
Well, you see, Inspector, it's worth practically nothing.
Yeah, there seems to be several items that are worth practically nothing.
Now, Inspector, this is the first time that my baggage has ever been inspected.
Then we'd better inspect it thoroughly.
Well, what are you grinning about, Smelly? Why don't you say something?
It's a nice day, Inspector.
Oh.
You.
I'll take those, Mrs. Bath.
No, they're mine. He took them from my room.
You must be out of your head.
Oh, so they're yours.
Of course. That man's a thief.
And they're not the Pallette pearls?
Certainly not.
Then you'll have no trouble proving it. Just step inside and talk to the chief.
Well, they're not mine, really. They're not mine.
But you said they were.
Well, they look like mine, but the class is different. They're not mine.
Class. It's a long time since you tried this, Mrs. Bath. I was beginning to think you were cured.
No, they're not mine. Let me alone. You've made a mistake.
Millie,
They're
don't
not
make a scene on the
mine.
dock.
They're not mine, I tell you.
Oh, Miss Bass, they got her again.
I filled it. You won't need that anymore, Mrs. Guggle-Muggle.
Oh, Mr. Guggle-Muggle.
It's a feeling revealing that I'm in a happy mood. I guess you know the situation. So won't you excuse my glove? Come, rendezvous, I am telling you. In other words, I'm in love.